Hello and welcome to Bible Thump. My name's Brady, and today we're diving into a topic that's really quite pressing. You guys are probably aware that lately there's just been all kinds of speculation and confirmation regarding the rapture. Well, today I'm going to send you a message that's maybe slightly different than what you're used to. My message is simple. The rapture just doesn't matter. All right, let's go ahead and jump right into this, shall we? So you might be asking yourself, why would he say such a thing? That's obviously ridiculous. The rapture is one of the most important events that could possibly ever happen. But I just disagree, and I think I've got some biblical reasons for my opinion on this. And I want to point out it is just my opinion. But let me share with you why I think this. I'm going to ask you a question, and I want you to answer it not just to yourself, but answer it in all sincerity with perfect honesty, on your knees even, before your Creator, your Father, your God. Are you ready? If Yeshua came to you, any one of you, respectively, and said, I want you to be persecuted and then be killed for my name's sake, will you do it for me? What would you answer? Would you give him a yes or no? Go ahead, take a minute, really wrap your mind around the gravity of this request. Pause the video even, pray about it, okay? Okay. Do you know your answer? You're certain of it, because don't go changing your mind halfway through. Just see Luke 14:25 through 35, right? Now, if you just said yes, congratulations, you no longer need to spend a single second worrying about the rapture. Yay! Now, just go prepare to endure unto death for our King, your King. And if you said no, well, the rapture is no concern of yours either. All right, this might be a little tough, but if you're still here, perhaps this point isn't sitting well with you. Well, good, it shouldn't. It shouldn't go down easily. It shouldn't be a matter for shrugs. I'm not trying to stick you with a clever gotcha or something like that. This isn't a tricky moment. This is a matter of life and death. And more importantly, it's a matter of eternal life or eternal death. I myself right now am working this question out in my own mind with fear and trembling. So if you're struggling to be truly honest about this with yourself, more importantly, before God, well, join the party. Earlier today, I read this passage, and it kind of helped me get some perspective, okay? Here's Paul thinking out loud as he struggles with desiring sort of the easy way out in his letter to the assembly at Philippi. That's what he says. According to my earnest expectation and hope that in nothing I shall be ashamed, and in all freedom, as always, also now Christ shall be magnified in my body, whether through life or through death. For me to live is Christ, and to die is gain. And if to live in the flesh is to me a fruit of work, then what shall I choose? I know not, for I am pressed by the two, having the desire to depart and be with Christ, for it is far better, and to remain in the flesh is more necessary on your account. And of this being persuaded, I have known that I shall remain and continue with you all, to your advancement and joy of the faith. he continues talking about a bunch of other things after that. They're all important. I strongly recommend that you go and read those for yourself. But I'm going to skip down to the end of the chapter. And this is what he says down there at the end of this chapter. Because to you it was granted on behalf of Christ, not only to believe in him, but also on behalf of him to suffer. Okay, that's Philippians chapter 1, 20 through 25, and then at the end there, 29. So what I'm trying to tell you is basically the same thing I'm telling myself, right? And this verse has given me, or rather this passage has given me massive amounts of peace, the kind of peace that comes really from total surrender. And what I'm talking about is I can't do it. No, I'm serious. I just can't do it. I can't suffer under the end for Yeshua. Heck, I can't even handle a cold shower or a serious tickling. You know, like, how am I going to hold up under real torture? When they're ripping my fingernails out or burning my feet with live coals or something, how am I going to continue to proclaim my faith and loyalty to Yeshua in that situation? I mean, we're talking about a guy I've never even seen. Sure, my king, right? All I have to do to stop all this pain is just say, I don't believe. It was never true. Right? Or what about when they hold a blade to my daughter's neck? I have 3 daughters. How can I not crumble? The truth is, I can't. I can't hold out. But I also couldn't stop drinking. I also couldn't give up, the P word that rhymes with corn. I was unable to stop smoking. I tried. Failed bunches of times. I couldn't be a father, much less a husband. There is no chance. I couldn't hold down an entry-level job for years and years. There was no way I'd ever be able to own my own business. I was not capable. I'm still not. I couldn't take care of myself at home. How could I ever travel the world and live abroad? Not me. It's impossible. I couldn't study. I wasn't even supposed to graduate high school, so why would I ever be able to teach at university? One thing I could do, as a kid, I could climb. And that is what I did. I climbed a massive tree. But there's no way I could survive it when I fell. Fractured my spine, utterly smashed both my heels. I was just 12. I couldn't have walked ever again. I was in a wheelchair. How was I supposed to run, skateboard, blade, hike, and even climb again? I couldn't forgive a stepfather for doing things to me that YouTube won't even allow me to mention. Who on earth could forgive things like that? After all, I've been 9 years old through 10 years old, just a kid. I couldn't have been wise enough to understand that vile situation, the real truth about what happened to me, and then to be totally healed. I couldn't do that. After all, I was just a kid. I couldn't face that man head on and come out the victor. I couldn't, and I didn't. I didn't do any of those things. I can't endure until death either. And thank God I don't have to. Not because I expect to be raptured. Nope. That'd be swell if it happened for me. I mean, that'd be awesome if it happened for me, but nope. Avoiding hardship, even the worst kind of tribulation ever, is not what I have my hopes pinned on. I can't stand strong for my Lord and Savior and King and God under duress. And I know that. And I know that I don't have to. because I couldn't do any of those other things either. What I'm counting on to rescue me is this. Ye of God ye are, little children, and ye have overcome them, because greater is he who is in you than he who is in the world. This is 1 John 4:4. I strongly recommend that you go check out and read that whole chapter. Go see for yourself what it's actually talking about there. You might be surprised how close to home those scriptures land, and I'm telling you, I was. Now, go read the word, fast, pray. Go take this seriously. Be totally honest with yourself, because lying to yourself is lying to God. So be honest with God. Now ask yourself this same question again. If Yeshua asked you to suffer and die for him today, would you? Would you? See if the rapture is actually relevant for how you should live your life today and until the end. As called and faithful, we aren't supposed to be running from battle. We have a mission to accomplish. What kind of soldiers are we? The Apocalypse of John says, "And they did overcome him because of the blood of the Lamb and because of the word of their testimony. And they did not love their life unto death." That's Revelation 12:11. So I'm not saying that the rapture will or will not come. I'm saying, "And there were going on with him great multitudes, having turned, he said unto them, If one doth come unto me, and doth not hate his own father and mother and wife and children and brothers and sisters, and yet even his own life, he is not able to be my disciple." That's what I'm saying. We should be living and or dying for Yeshua. We shouldn't be running. We shouldn't even be hoping for that. That's what I'm trying to get across here today. If you are living your life, if I'm living my life, the way that I'm told to do it in the Bible by Yeshua himself, then the rapture is the least of my concerns. And if I'm not, well, it also doesn't concern me at all. Guys, thanks so much for listening here to the end. I greatly appreciate it, and I hope that you're taking this rapture situation seriously, one way or the other, because frankly, I don't know the truth about the rapture. I didn't receive any confirmation. I can read the Bible and interpret it from, to the best of my ability. I think I have my own answer, but it doesn't matter whether I'm right or wrong about the rapture. Will the rapture come this year, or will it come in 10 years, or will it ever come? Is there a rapture? That's not the important thing. The important thing is how I'm serving my Lord. Am I doing what I was called to do directly by Hamashiach himself? That's the question. And if I'm doing that, being saved is like an added bonus, a cherry on the cake. Being snatched up in the twinkling of an eye. Yay, suffering's over. I can sit back and relax now. Or not. It seems to me like we might be marching straight back into battle, but that's another story altogether. If I'm doing what Yeshua said and warned, then the rapture is the least of my concern. It just doesn't affect how I'm living my life, moment by moment, day by day, year by year, unto the end, enduring unto death. In Luke, there's a verse, Yeshua asking, Which man builds a tower and doesn't consider the cost of it? I'm paraphrasing here. Lest he get through halfway and realize that he has to stop and becomes a mockery of all those around him. Let's consider the cost. Do we have what it takes? Can we make it all the way to the end? Are we willing to do that for Yeshua, who did that for us? That's the question.